Did you ever notice that the way to describe hurting somebody is using a word with sexual connotation? F you, screw you. Someone's bad, you say, you suck. You see what happens? The sexual desire can be taken to the point where the whole point of it is just to hurt somebody. At the same time, there's another expression of the sexual desire, which is called making love. What happens from this action is actually two people, not only are you not hurting somebody, but you're actually creating love between you and the other person. These are the two paths presented to us with our desire that we can be taken towards Ra or Tov. What's the difference? What makes the desire go to a path of Ra or a path of Tov? The underlying midah behind how you use the desire, for what purpose you use the desire, is the whole secret. If a person is selfish and the only thing they think about is their own needs and their own wants, then the desire will take you to a place, slowly but surely, to selfishness, to the point of where the other person just doesn't matter. The other person becomes an object. The other person becomes something not important. And it can even bring, the more you build it in that direction, to things that are even cause pain. That's how unimportant the other person is. And it ends up being horrible things like rape or pedophile. And we see this in the pornographic world. They're displaying, first they display to you people who are just interested in satisfying themselves, totally not interested in any sort of emotional connection, not interested in the other person's well-being. They don't even know each other. And it goes build slowly, slowly. There's verbal abuse. And then there even can be things like violence, and people can enjoy watching other people have pain. This is the deep, horrible expression of a person being so selfish that the other people in the world don't even exist, and they can even benefit by hurting other people. Then there's the way Hashem wants us to go, which is we can use this desire to connect, to make yichud. That yichud is always about not only getting, but giving. That the action should be beneficial to both all the time. It should be an action of showing love, an action that connects people. They appreciate each other so much. The pleasure that each one gives and receiving in a way of appreciating. And when the two people finish, they're both equally satisfied and deeply in love. This is what Hashem wants us to do with this desire. And this is possible for any one of us to make a decision which path we want to go on. We have bechira. We have free choice. The letters of Beis Ches Reish. And with these letters, we can either make our Aver a cherev, when we mix up the letters the other way, or we can make our Aver into a way of being chibur, of connecting. It's all in our choice. And a huge impact can be had on us what words we decide to use to describe this thing. It's very common for people that you would use the word sex to describe this beautiful act. Sex is empty. It's a word that means just an anatomic expression of two people using their different parts of their body. But it doesn't have any midos in it. If I would describe what a husband or wife do, I would never use that word. I would use a word like Chazal use zivug, which is connectivity, they become one. Or like Hashem said, Adam Arishon, Vayeda Adam Eschava Ishto. It was an action of knowledge, of connectivity. He was so nearly connected to Chava through this action that he knew her. This is the process that all of us go through in creating a brit. When we're 8 days old, Hashem told us, you have in this Aver an orla. And this orla, what it is basically makes you disconnected from the woman that's going to be your wife. It is a block between the two of you. And it creates midos of insensitivity, of selfishness. So the first thing you need to do when this child is ready is cut it off. Make him a melech. Show him that he has an atara. A melech is always connected to his am. Otherwise, he's not a melech. A melech is always responsible and loving and caring about the people that are connected to him. And that's what Hashem says. Use this desire to love. Use this desire to be connected. Use it in a way of responsibility. Use it in a way of your love has requirements. When we get married, we have requirements to our wife. We have to provide her with food, with clothing, and the lovemaking that happens is from a place of responsibility. I have responsibility to love her, to give her zera, to give her pleasure, to make sure that her life is full of loving and deep expression of our connection. These are the two paths that we can do. And this was the path that Adam HaRishon had in front of him when he ate Eitz Hadas, Yodei Tov V'Ra. And that's why, as soon as he ate this Eitz Hadas, he suddenly became embarrassed of his bris kodesh. Because now it was no longer just a bris kodesh. It was something that can be used as a sword. It can be something to use to do horrible things. And he felt that pull to do bad things inside of himself, and he felt he has to cover it up. But when we use this desire and we bring it to a place of tikkun, like Avram Avinu, who made a beautiful kesher with Sarah, so much that all of the neshamas of Klal Yisrael were created through their connection, and he worked and worked and worked and refined himself more and more, till Hashem said, you are the one who is royu for a bris kodesh, because the connection you have with Sarah is a bris, and now you can hold the os, bris kodesh, of my name in your body, because you are an expression of me. And that's why Avram Avinu, when he was looking to have Eliezer make a shvuah on something holy, the holiest object he could find was his bris. And he opened up his pants and he said, Eliezer, take a shvuah on me, on my bris kodesh. And he had no embarrassment, because when we use the bris kodesh in a way of connecting, of loving, of building a beautiful yichud, then it's totally as beautiful as the rest of our body, and actually more beautiful. And he used it as an action of showing a holy object. All of us have this opportunity, and it very much depends on the midos that we develop, and the words we use encourage those midos. You can call this aver so many words in English, but when you call it a bris kodesh, you're teaching yourself the midos of what the point of this part of your body is. It's to create a bris. Create a bris with your wife, and to use those midos that you created between you and your wife to learn how to make a bris with Hashem. It's our tefillah and our bracha that all of us should use our bechira and find the beauty in our desire, and can use it to connect and run away from all the negative teachings that we have in the world that are teaching us to use this desire to do bad things and to hurt people, to become sensitive and loving, and always connect to our wives, to our children, and to all of Klal Yisrael.